Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? I am Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. So yes, as we had been potentially expecting, Bitcoin has fallen out of this ascending wedge. Obviously, ascending wedge has been statistically more likely to break to the downside, and this has certainly done that. Obviously this first level of support would have been hugely ambitious for us to get held at. Obviously we got held at this time, but we were still quite young in the formation. But yeah, so we lost this area of support, and we are currently attempting, in the process of this expansion of volatility, attempting to hold this next level of support. It wouldn't necessarily be that likely we do hold this level, and maybe like over the next few days or next week we do then come back down to test towards the 20,000. But we could, for the time being, get supported here, maybe trend back in this area. But ultimately, as long as we are below this roughly $23,500 level, the upside of this now resistance, as long as we're below this, yeah, you have to kind of look for us to trend lower for this for potentially a medium term move down. Much like we had this move up, maybe we get a move down, we bounce around here, we drop down to the next level, we bounce down, we maybe get some wicks below, and then try and continue back onwards and upwards. But yeah, nothing to be too unexpected here. The formation kind of showed it. We were struggling to make highs. We also noted the fact that we didn't accelerate towards our actual 26.5 targets, which if it wasn't able to do that, that was clearly a sign of weakness of the market. So yeah, we are down here. It is not bad. It's especially not bad at the moment if this is where we were to hold. But like I said, I wouldn't expect that to be the case. However, if it is and we get back above 23.5, then yeah, happy days. That would be an extremely bullish scenario. But even if we do bounce around here, or even if we do come straight down here, whatever path we take to come down here, as long as we hold down here, then it still won't be looking that bad. And obviously if we don't, well, then you guys know what to expect if we don't. Obviously S&P, a little bit of weakness here, is struggling with an important level. Is fully understandable. It's come very far. It has bust through a couple of levels relatively easily on the way up. It has consolidated around these areas and pulled back about as much as it has done so far. So that is not to say they still can't turn around and continue upwards. But at some point we probably will have a medium-term pullback. Obviously, best case scenario you could say is around this level, 4,200. We'll draw it in. The best, probably reasonable case scenario, if we do have a pullback, a more sustained pullback, would be this level, and then ultimately we have this level below as well, which would pretty much be the line in the sand. But to basically hold this range here, I think would be extremely bullish for the S&P. Obviously, assuming we then we consolidate in here, then break upwards and not downwards. So yeah. We'll have to obviously see how that moves. What is putting on a lot of pressure at the moment is the DXY. Looking good for more upward price action here. This is a relatively bullish looking chart. Yeah, I mean relatively bullish. We can see the highs, the lows, the higher highs, the higher lows, the highs, the high lows, and now we're going to put in a higher high. If we do, well, there is going to be pain. The 10-year also not as a bullish looking chart, but squeezing up towards that 3% now. So not much further to go, and this could potentially start to put the squeeze on now. So are we going to go into a bit of a period of general weakness in markets? We could do. However, could this be the extent of this move up, and then ultimately we top out over the next few days, or say few days? We've got today trading day for these traditional markets, but then early next week, and then we turn back down. And do we then turn back down in the dollar? We shall have to see. But yeah, if that is to happen, then yeah, it will look good. Shift coin getting whacked down into support as well, so we'll see how that fares. Oil still very bearish. Oil testing back into this resistance, but still very bearish. I know people noting that every tiny little move in oil, I guess oil, I mean, people talk about crypto being volatile. Oil is very volatile for the market that it is, but yeah, still pretty bearish. Still got a lot of work to do for this to go bullish, and ultimately my bias would be for us to drop down and stay within this level whilst we have obviously economic weakness. Bitcoin dominance, yeah, a bit of volatility in it obviously with these moves. Ethereum USD is currently now below this support. Do we manage to rally back into it and back above? We shall have to see. Or do we just trade sideways within this range here, which wouldn't be the worst thing. I do remember literally, it seems like yesterday, but actually it was only about 2 weeks ago when we were coming down to here, and I was thinking, if Ethereum can literally hold 1500, that would be amazing. We did hold it. We did then rally up to 2k, and I mean the fact that we still got a 1700 1.7k handle. Ethereum is still looking good in the context of what we've basically, well, how low we've been. Put it that way. So even if we basically do come down and test around 1500, I mean, I guess it's near 1600 this level. I'm kind of just looking at these lower ends of this bit here, but yeah, that nice round figure of 1500. I mean, it's more imprinted in my mind because of I think if we go back in time, it was, yeah, pretty much was the high here. So 1500 is a number for Ethereum that is imprinted in my mind from, well, back at the start of 2018, 4 years ago. Time just fly, doesn't it? But yeah, let's go back to the 4 hour. Not much else I really wanted to look at on here. These stochastics are probably going to be, the shorter time frame ones are probably going to be a bit cooked at the moment. We will see. But yeah, 4 hour at the lows, but still managing to point back down. 8 hour looking to try and turn back from a low level. We don't look at it very much, but yeah, feeding food to the 10 hour. Oops, not enough memory. Let's reload that. Let's just wait for this. Yeah, what were we at, the 12 hour? Yeah, 12 hour still diving though, so ultimately 12 hour could get to a level it can turn back up from, but at the moment still downward pressure. Daily got a lot of room to run to the downside. Bi-daily's got all the room to run to the downside, so is 3-day. 5-day not looking bad though. Weekly won't potentially be looking too bad, and then bi-weekly, I mean, it kind of is what it is. But yeah, what I would say, if we go back to the chart, if we can get back to the chart, what I would say is that there is definitely scope for us to grind our way down. We've just got to basically hold our breath down here. Hope we hold this 20k-ish level, and then yeah, maybe we do get some wicks below, but hold it on a daily closing basis, and then try and make our way back up. But from there, I don't expect we just come down and bounce straight back up. I think we grind these levels out a bit. Hopefully let those stochastics come back down, and then reset, and then yeah, then have another leg up, which will potentially have more confidence if we do put in a higher low relative to, well, this low, these lows. That would be particularly good. Like I said, best case scenario is we actually hold here, but I guess we'll have to see what stocks decide they want to do today, because they will pretty much heavily influence crypto, as we know. So yeah, there we go. Remember, this is not a financial advice, not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.